Hello everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. In this video I thought I'll briefly discuss something that many of you may not be aware of and many players of the alpha weren't aware of either. The artillery strikes. Is it overpowered or not? I'll give you my take on it, but first let me explain how the artillery strikes work. The game mode is called Airborne and it's part of Grand Operations. One team defends the artillery stations and the other team tries to destroy them. You can think of it as a modified version of Rush where the opponents just parachute down instead of spawning directly on the ground. There are a total of 4 artillery cannons and each one is capable of inflicting a lot of damage to the attacking team. At first I thought the artillery strikes were targeting a certain location and were aimed at the resupply stations, but I soon realised it was targeting players who are spotted, similar to how the artillery strikes work in Battlefield 1's game mode Rush. Now the blast radius itself doesn't seem large at all, but as you can imagine, 64 players all tightly packed in one area can cause a lot of carnage. Add the attrition system to that and you have 64 players all huddled around the 2 resupply stations trying to top up. Let's just say I was more successful with the artillery strikes in 2 games than I was with the V1 rocket across 2 alphas. And if you haven't seen my V1 rocket video, then you'll know the maximum I've gotten was just around 4 kills. Now I'm not saying that the artillery cannon is more powerful than the V1 rocket, but rather the environment it's used in greatly influences the outcome. On Conquest, players are more dispersed and scattered around several flags, so the V1 rocket doesn't live up to its true potential compared to when it's on operations. Just like the Muromets bomber or the artillery truck, the artillery cannon has a greater impact on operations, and I know a lot of players don't want to see a return of similar indirect fire that is hard to predict. On the other hand, the artillery cannons are easily destroyable and a good team that plays the objective should be able to put a halt to the strikes. Another thing that we do need to keep in mind as well is that this was an alpha build and the game isn't complete. The attackers weren't warned about any incoming artillery strikes and the spotting was bugged. Players were constantly spotted, making the artillery strikes even more effective than intended. So it's hard to tell if it's naturally overpowered or not, and hopefully the beta should give us a better idea. However, even with the beta fixes, I believe more should be done to balance it and provide a better gameplay experience for all. At the moment, the downtime for each strike is just too little and you can literally spam it every 25 seconds. Multiply that by 4 and you've got synchronized artillery strikes. So increasing the cooldown time between strikes will probably be the best fix, but apart from that I don't see more that can be done. It's part of the game and I'll be interested to see how it affects operations in the long run. Feel free to try and use it during the beta. Let me know what you guys think down below, leave a like and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.